is a girl that was also kidnapped, raped, and murdered in a golf course in a case that took 12 years to charge and sentence a guy for murder as well. So the guy is a well-known Datuk JJ son, and he's been sentenced for murder.
Sorry, Datuk who?
JJ. He's yeah. You can get the information later, okay? And the picture there is Chigeya. The families are not here because the father has got cancer. Okay? And she was kidnapped and raped and murdered, and her breast was mutilated and dumped on the road. That was how she was found. And Mr. Mansoor is from Umar. He's representing two young victims from Kedah.
Adib.
And also Adib, the fireman. Here, I hold this picture. Okay. These two young boys, one is 1 year old, one is about 5 years old, one boy and one girl, were murdered in their house by the neighbor. And this is Madam Wong Hie Huang. She represented the very high-profile cases. She's the sister of the murdered HSBC banker from Cebu. The killer wife has just been released. You can see it a few months back. Even though there was a lot of evidence, she was released. The boyfriend of the wife is still out in the loose. So she's here with us today. And here, as explained, Dato' Susilowati and Kevin Morias. The picture is being held by Mr. Alan Wong, who is one of the very supportive representative for the coalition supporting the victim's family. The Rita's mother-in-law just died this morning, so they were supposed to attend, they couldn't make it, and they apologized. So we will make a statement on behalf of them, and the same for Dato' Kevin Morias as well. They were tied up, so they couldn't come, but we will make a joint statement for the family. And along with myself and there's some lawyers here, Mr. Adil, he's a prominent lawyer. It's well known to clash with Siti Kasim. He wants to abolish the death penalty. And Mr. Tan Sri Robert Pang has been supporting the victims' family.
I'm Sir Robert, not Tan Sri.
So we have the team of lawyers here that attended the select committee meeting as well today. So for those that attended the meeting, we made our position, the victim's family made the position very clearly that we want mandatory death penalty to be kept. Mandatory death penalty must be retained for heinous crime involving loss of lives, involving premeditated killings. Most of the victims today are all murdered and killed. They have no voice. The family will only accept mandatory death penalty. Okay. And also, the family also said that they will not accept compensation. It's now very sophisticated. They are hiding behind defense counsels, a very strong team of defense counsels versus our weak prosecutor, understaffed police. The justice system, the issue of justice system has been raised. We feel that if you scrape the law, you must also improve the justice system. You can't just scrape the law and don't improve the justice system. And just accepting that it's weak. Also, the family highlighted that they feel that the justice system only look after criminals. It was emphasized that what happened if a person who is not guilty is hanged. But we asked what happened if someone is guilty, is being released. And there are a lot of people like that. There's no answer. I think the focus were on protecting the criminals today. We appeal to them to put the interest of victims' family first, and that the family will not get peace and closure unless we see the killers hanged. And then we also highlight, we hope that you also put it up. We said, the lawyers among ourselves, we also said that we notice a lot of judges, if given discretion, mandatory death penalty is abolished, they give discretionary death penalty. We said judges don't hang because they will choose the lesser sentence. No one want to hang. You can see the pattern. Those that go to court can see the pattern. If charged with 302, you get 304. It's all in the statement. The judges already have that discretion. We also mentioned Pardons Board. Leave it to the Pardons Board to decide when to pardon these individual cases. Look at the cases individually. Don't just apply to law. Leaving it to one single judge who's under a lot of pressure, we have doubts. We're not comfortable, especially with the leniency right now. And also they're very liberal at the moment. We appeal to the press that you cover our statement. There are lots of points, but you have to emphasize that justice for the victims must come first, justice for the public interest and national security must come first. We also said that the criminals are now well protected. If you're poor, they get funding from Get Legal Aid. Right now, they have so many pro-abolition groups that want to abolish the death penalty. They got the current government backing them. They're equipped with resources to fight for the criminals. For us victims, them victims have nothing. Us lawyers here are supporting them on pro bono basis. And she tried to go to Parliament and submit the petition and were blocked from going to the Parliament the last time. You can interview her last time. Her brother, killer, the wife has been released. The wife is now, she got the sole custody of the son and also control the estate. Is that not profiting from crime? There are a lot, you can see a lot of pattern we summarize. A lot of women that are raped and killed, the babies, 11 months old, raped and killed. The killer, charged with only manslaughter. Maid, killed by the employers. They say accidentally killed. They say it's not serious. It's accidental. 304, release. We feel that you really cheapen the lives of Malaysians right now. You cheapen the lives of victims right now. There's no consideration for the victims, and we're not happy about that. We feel that the government, we feel the rule of law should be on the side of people, and more importantly, the victim's family. When they take one person's life away, they also destroy the lives of their family members. So we also appeal to them to do their research properly. To make sure that, if they've done their research, they know that death penalty is a good deterrent against crime. But if you abolish mandatory death penalty, you only have death penalty in paper, but not in practice. If you really do a serious survey, which they haven't done, they will know that the judges don't hang. And when the judges give a sentence of death penalty, the people are sitting in jail and the people are not hanged, just like there's a moratorium right now in practice. The people can be pardoned by Agong anytime. There is a loophole everywhere. So our position and of the family, victim's family, is to keep the mandatory death penalty for murder, terrorism, all loss of lives, for premeditated killings. So please protect victims of crimes that have no voice, and please do the right thing. Thank you very much. I'll let you talk to the victim's family and also the lawyers if any questions, the detailed aspects. Thank you very much. And also, we put the pictures of the murdered police as well. We also highlighted that civil servants, police, like the police officer killed in Sabah, in waging war against the king. These are people that risk their life to protect our country. How can you let the killers go? It must be mandatory. We do not trust judges to give discretion. The judges are too lenient. So, if any questions, please ask the family. Thank you very much.
Keadaan mewakili dua anak kecil kan?
Ya, tapi saya detail tak tahu.
So, sorry.
Adik rumah menjaga rumah Malaysia, menjaga dia punya status lah. Dan adik lah, rumah tinggalkan rumah. Tapi adik saya tahu lah.
Adik. So you are the mother of the victim, is it?
Me.
Yes.
This is my late brother.
Oh, so you're the
Steven Wan Jin Gui.
So macam mana keadaan now, kind of, how's the situation right now?
The situation now, the wife is got released. Now we're still waiting for the federal court appeal.
Federal court
Waiting for federal court appeal.
application.
So the court, the case is now in court of appeal. Or
The court of appeal
Waiting for federal court.
boleh tak you ceritakan sikit like how's life after the victim, after your late brother dah tak ada, how's the family coping? Boleh tak you ceritakan sikit?
So you can use the mentoring,
Can I
and then
use
we can
mentoring?
explain on that.
Yes, yes, yeah.
你用华语讲。
讲一讲。
我弟弟是在2012年6月14号被谋杀。
Her brother was murdered in 2012 in her house in Cebu.
当他在睡觉的时候，他的妻子开门让人进来谋杀的。
He was murdered when he was sleeping in his bedroom.
他的妻子和他的男朋友请了一个杀手，
The wife and the boyfriend got a hired killer to kill her brother.
然后在8月的时候，8月2012年的时候，他们就被提控上高庭。
So, 我再说一次。
在8月2012年的时候，我弟弟的妻子、他的男朋友还有 killer， 他们3个被提控到15高庭。
So let me just repeat what happened. She jumped something. The hired killer was charged with culpable homicide and became first of all, the hired killer is a young guy who was in debt. So they hired the guy to kill, and he was charged with only culpable homicide. He was also a prosecution witness, so he became a prosecution witness, and that's why AG agreed to a lower charge, Section 304. So thereafter, immediately, the lawyers of the boyfriend and the wife basically went to court and said, since the hired killer killed with only culpable homicide, charged with culpable homicide, there is no murder. So the wife and the boyfriend both got released immediately when the hired killer was charged with culpable homicide. So with this incident, you see that our law is very flexible. And then thereafter, they waited 1 year. They appealed to the AG, to I think Gani Petir at that time, and to Majid. They filed for the appeal and they succeeded. And in court appeal say that regardless whether the hired killer has killed and charged with culpable homicide, the mastermind should still be charged with murder. But at that time, the boyfriend never turned up. Only the wife was charged with murder. But when recently in October, only last year, she was released because there were the wife
On what ground?
by the court appeal on basically that the judge reject all the evidence.
Rejected.
Yeah, reject even the confession of the boyfriend who's missing to the police, saying that he planned with the wife. They rejected the evidence. They also said that that the judges were only listening to for the accused, and when the accused said that they never have any benefit, no profit, but they actually profit from the crime. The wife got the custody of the child and also the estate of the husband, but this were not presented as evidence. That's why we have to, unfortunately, we didn't want to deal with the case, but we have to explain to you the complexity of the case, how easy for killers to get away.
So what is the status now? What is she planning to do?
Today they invited Victor's family, and her brother was one of the victims. And we did say the killer has been released, just as another victim who was in High Court she died from attempted rape, and the judge decided in High Court was charged with 302, but later court appeal she got released. The killer got released on culpable homicide, not released but on the lesser charge. So you can see that despite of whatever they say, the judges have a lot of flexibility right now to use their discretion, which we already pointed out, not to use mandatory death penalty.
Can we have her name, please?
Wong Hie Huang.
W-O-N-G?
W-O-N-G H-I-E
H-U-O-N-G.
Sorry?
H-U-O-N-G.
H-U-O-N-G. Wong Hee Huang.
Yes.
Those who are present, I can take a screenshot of his names later for you. Tan Siu Ling for any court. In fact, Muhammad Nazrin was here for the late Datuk Muhammad Mazlan case. He was there as well. It's a high profile case. Yeah. And Madam Wong Hie Huang for Si Hong Wong.
Is there any outcome from your meeting with the select committee just now?
Let them talk to you about it. 你觉得怎样?
I think they already had set their mind already what they want to do. Only we give them the opinion. What is the victim's opinion? So I think they're up to them to decide. But I think basically they know what they want. They already decided what they want to do.
And they are just giving you the time of day.
That's what I think.
That's why we say lip service.
Sekiranya kerajaan tetap juga nak hapuskan Mandatori ini, jadi apa tindakan seterusnya daripada
Kita NGO rumah dah ada position dah. Kita, I think semua orang tahu rumah ni siapa kan. Rumah ni antara pergerakan ISIS saya Susah Agung. Jadi kita akan menggerakkan NGO untuk membantah besar-besaran.
Berapa ahli ya sekarang? Berapa ahli dalam NGO ni? Kalau
NGO rumah ni kita gabungan. Kalau setakat ini saya rasa lebih daripada 500 hingga 1000 lah.
The select committee hearing is only for today, is it?
for the victims only today.
Only today, for the victims.
But the last time there was a hearing last year on the 13th of December, the NGOs were invited, but most of the NGOs are all for pro-abolition. None of the NGOs, like Tan Sri was not invited. Our coalition that supported were not invited, but only one Umar was invited, of which we managed to join in. I can tell you right now, a few NGOs like Prakasa, Umar, Masa, Central. And the victims' family, we have worked together to form a group called Protect Malaysia. And you can see on Facebook now. I think we send the invite looking for victims, but the response has been not good. People are scared to come forth because they said they got pending trial and they don't feel that the current government is for the victim's family. So they are afraid that if they're vocal, the killer will be released just like her case.
So today you're representing eight victims, is it? Families of eight
I think
victims?
we have 4 or 5 lawyers here today, of which they're hiding in the back.
It's okay, but in total is like how many families? 2, 3, 4,
I think we got
5, 6, 7,
8 families. I must tell you who they are. The names are here. Datuk Kevin Morias, Datuk Sosilawati. She gave very clear instructions she will not accept mandatory death penalty, no compensation. Same thing for Chigeya. She said the way you kill the daughter. Chigeya is there.
Sungai Petani case, yes.
The way that she was raped and mutilated. The father nearly killed himself when the killer got released. Took 12 years, the case. Any court, Muhammad Hafiz Idris and Nurul Hanim, the kids in Kedah. So for Chikeya and the 2 kids, we did it in conference call, like voice call.
would you say there's an imbalance in voices, in pro and anti-abolition?
Yes, obviously there's a...
Are you like drowned out in the background? Like, is
There is a clear imbalance, of which you already see that the government is pro-abolition from day one. The plan was to abolish death penalty. Now they say abolish mandatory death penalty, but we say it's only in paper because in practice, when you give the discretion to judges, they don't hang, they choose a lesser sentence. And we actually said, why don't you conduct a survey? There are now 23 offences all under discretionary death penalty. And the judges have discretion not to, to look at the facts of the case and they got lots of flexibility. But they can work on the law itself to fine-tune. Just for your background, 11 offences are now subject to a mandatory death penalty, of which most are involving loss of lives. 2 are firearms related. It means you're shooting. We're okay with that, you do away with that. But premeditated killings, you kill our person intentionally, maliciously, you must be hanged. It doesn't matter 1 person, 2 person, 3 person. Person must be hanged. But apparently they feel that there's also a situation like maybe they didn't, the guy who robbed and killed didn't intentionally rob and kill, or the guy who raped just want to rape, didn't want to kill. So you've got the baby girl, the first one. There's a big hoo-ha, 11 months old. We were told she was raped and killed, but now they say it's accidentally. They said the guy said he just used his finger to poke her. He died. How can you? So criminals can say all sorts of things, but the victims don't have a voice. What about the lies? They say they don't take. We actually mentioned, you tell lies. Some of the criminals tell lies, but the judges don't follow up. Tampering of witness, you don't follow up. Obstruction of justice, you don't follow up. Even for Chikeyat, she said the guy who killed her, the mother has a role in disposing of the knife, but no action taken against the accomplice of disposal of evidence. Is it because our prosecution and police are understaffed or overworked? We have to look at how to improve our enforcement. Because you've got a very lenient judiciary for the criminals and setting very high standards of burden of proof for the prosecution case, and yet you have a enforcement that is facing with so many challenges. That's why our heading is, we hope you say, what about victims? What about us, the one that have no voice? And the victims is not them, it can be you and us, and it can be our family later. And a lot of people are now pushing. I was in university, and a lot of young people are saying, oh, we should learn to forgive, and learn to forgive, and everyone make mistakes, give them a chance. But you must remember, what about the victim's family? So you must also tell yourself, what if you yourself put yourself in the shoe of this victim's family? Do you, as a victim, do you want the killer to be released or after jailing time? Are you okay with your taxpayers' money being spent on feeding the people in jail for people that rape and kill you or your children? This is a very serious question that we say, this is a very serious issue. You want to change the rule of law, compromise the safety of the public. You call for referendum, you don't just decide between yourself. Country has asked for referendum, but it all fallen on deaf ears. They said abolishing mandatory. We still don't agree because we know what's going on in court. Those that go to court knows what's going on.
Do you feel that if a public referendum was made on this, do you feel that more people will be against the abolishment of death penalty?
Of course.
Of course, yeah.
That's normal.
That's normal.
Dasri, can you please?
Well, I'm not far away, but I started question time. What do we want rule for? Exactly what? Abolishment? If you don't abolish it, rogues of the different countries will come to Malaysia and create crime. You get it. So if you try to go to Singapore, you're dead. That's exactly why I'm against the abolishment of mandatory.
Do you think that you would want to call the government to have a public referendum before they decide on this?
The government must wake up. Not only call, must wake up. If you have repeated offenses, people suffering, wake up. Especially what the Liu, they kill you. I talked to him. I said, you must look into the bigger picture. Never make Malaysia as a paradise or heaven for the criminal to come. Drug addict kita takut. Kalau nak buat itu, opium tak apa-apa kita takut juga. Oleh itu saya rasalah once and for all, only one interpretation against the abolition of mandatory death. Tak boleh.
And our position is mandatory death penalty for intentional, premeditated killings. We're not asking for a lot.
Correct. We want to prevent Malaysia from being a paradise. Go to Malaysia, then you get away. Tak boleh lah.
You seen the press? Thank you, last week. You see the press statement. We see a lot of cases, like even robbery. You go to the shop, you kill someone, the person died. Yet they can plead that it's accident, unintentional. When they have a team of lawyers that backing. The police that were killed in Sabah, so many died, but only one sentence for murder. You see how lenient the judiciary is. And even when they are sentenced to death, they are still sitting in jail. The wait for pardon board to hang is long time. 15, 20 years, we all know that. So it's as good as keeping them alive. They're paying for the price, but now they want to be released. The intention originally was to release them. When they abolished death penalty, is to release them, isn't it? They said 30 years, but 30 years, you remove 30 years, reduction of 1/3 is 20 years. 20 years less prison sentence already when the trial is going on. If your trial is 10 to 12 years, you'll be released after 7 years, 6 years. Is that enough punishment for murderers? Is our prison a good rehab place? Are the murderers that come out, are they safe? Especially those rapists. They're going to rape again. Is our welfare now well equipped to protect the children? They're being raped. The women. 2 girls are being raped here. Businessman, Sosilowati. Come on, our prosecutor. The people just kill like that. How can you just let these kind of things happen? Shouldn't they be thinking of ways to improve the enforcement and protect the people first and the victim's family, to get justice for victim's family? But today, it's not about getting justice for victim's family. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Today, it was not that, sadly. It was to find our compromise to protect the criminals, unfortunately.
How many members is the select committee? How many members do they have?
There were 9.
9. Checked by Richard Malanjung, right?
Yes. And also, the ex-CJ, Zara, that's Zara.
So,
Yeah. If you're in the group, I'll send the name of this. You have created the group, right? Yeah, we will create the group and we'll send you soft copy.
During 2 hours meeting, right?
1.5. It was actually, we ended at nearly 4 o'clock, 4 something. Earlier.
How is their, when the meeting, are they like firm with their stand, or are they?
I hope you speak to the victim's family on their thoughts. Let the father and the mother speak. 他问你觉得怎样? How do you feel about the meeting? She does not approve of the way they do it.
Why?
Are they not listening, or how?
Why did she say that?
Do you think they're listening? 你们觉得他没有听你讲你们的诉苦?
I tell you one question they ask: if the murderer was hanged, did the victim become happier? I think that's a stupid question to ask.
So what did you say when they asked you that question?
I didn't answer. They are the other one. But I was just listening. But I think that is a stupid question to ask for people like us, for the victim.
So coming and seeing them today, you feel you're going nowhere. You said the guys in Bubang will want to fight it. How would you want to fight
Again?
it? You said today things are not going your way. you guys will take action, Umar will take action. What do you want to do?
We will discuss with the coalition.
That one we will discuss in our committee. We have council. We have discussed the council what we want to do, because we've got many cases that we have to look into. Particularly this law that they want to change, that we are looking at seriously. Particularly related to Adib's case.
Which is now considered as accidentally killed.
So you're talking about protests, street rallies.
I think
So
that one
we will discuss. We will let you know.
I cannot say, but Umar has the record. Umar Pembela has a long record of against anything that is to support the people.
So will you be wanting to come and meet the select committee or BKU again after this, or this?
So if they invite NGOs, will come. So far they are not inviting any NGO.
They're not inviting the NGOs that are against them. Not really, not a lot of NGOs. The NGOs that are pro-abolition has been invited to nearly all the exchange, but the ones fighting, like him,
I think the mere fact is we will expect the government to drive home the very clear message. Don't ever create Malaysia like a paradise for this criminal country.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
that's you are right.
The message must be loud and clear lah. Cumanya kita punya government, no need to talk.
I think normally a government should think of ways to improve the law and safety, security of a country, how to get justice, how to fight for justice for people, how to ensure your citizens are safe, how to protect the victim's family. But we seem to be looking after other people, the ones that break the law. It seems the discussion is more like what happens if someone who's not guilty is released. But I say what happens if someone is guilty is released? There's no answer. You didn't answer.
Let's see that countries that already abolished this military death sentence, they are thinking about imposing it again, because like America, they have mass murder. They can. Trump is looking at it again. So why we want to change the law is doesn't benefit us.
In fact, in reality, we need all the press people to really support this move. If you don't carry out to publish it, we may have another effort to call for another meeting also. It doesn't work. Press must help, because you are part and parcel of the society.
You can also see that the pro-abolition group has so many platforms, training sessions from last year till now. They have fundings, even from government. The victim's family, look at them. The two kids, the father is just a fisherman. Her mother is just a hawker. They are struggling, working normal hours every day. This Chigayat raped and murdered, the father is dying of cancer. They are so weak and tired. They're struggling. But is our government looking after them? They should be looking after them. Why are they looking after criminals? I don't get it.
Can we push for a referendum?
Please.
I think it's a good idea though.
Can we say that you are pushing for a public referendum?
I am pushing, I don't
It
know
has
that.
been from day 1 2018 or 2019.
Referendum.
Yeah.
The government must be made to understand and then come up with the solid direction lah. Yang cuti-cuti Malaysia saja tak ada baik. Sickening. Betul. Takut tak ada guna.
Mr. Wong, how do you feel the meeting went just now, since you're representing Kevin and Susila?
I can say that for this select council, they already in mind want to abolish the death penalty. So those mandatory. So on whatever that is victim, they just listen, but really they are very strong in mind. Okay, we can feel that.
It's just lip service, I think. It's in the statement.
This is second meeting or first meeting?
First meeting and the only meeting.
The only meeting. So they didn't say next what the move.
No. And in the last NGO meeting, which I was invited by Uma to attend as
Adib's case.
yeah, we actually didn't touch on Adib. Actually, we actually touched on a few issues. We see NGOs pro-abolition even talking about removing whipping. You want to remove whipping and you want to give money. They say they are creating a fund to give to criminals' family that are struggling. And then they also want to say they want to give use taxpayers' money to give to the drug addicts. That was the NGOs. They raised some points and they want to abolish mandate, not just mandatory, they want to abolish death penalty completely. You can see the NGOs are so liberal. They are seeking such liberal reform that sometimes we ask ourselves, does it make any sense? It makes no sense. Who is backing these NGOs? And they're all criminal lawyers. So we hope that we said a bit too much, so I hope that you cut it down and focus on the victim's family. We are just side people supporting victim's family. Let victim's family be the focus. Because the members of the family really died. Her brother died, murdered, 23 stab wounds. Killer is released. Benefited it, got custody of the son, got custody of the estate. Come on. You rape and murder the girl, and you still want to get those people out? No. Yeah? I hope you really put yourselves in their shoes. What happens if it happens to your family? What do you want? And help us to get justice for these victims and help us to protect the rule of law. We must keep mandatory death penalty for loss of lives in premeditated killings. And for the police, for the prosecution, even for the judges, those in civil service, their lives are often in constant risk. You know, they cannot speak out.
When is any case happening?
The mother is there.
When is the case?
多久的事？
What year was that?
Nak masuk tahun 11 tahun. Tahun 2009.
2009.
Bulan itu.
Dekat mana?
Dekat rumah.
Ambil
Bentuk.
mana bentuk? Bentuk.
从
At least 你可以把你的书拍拿出来拍给他看。
Bentuk.
Masa dia tidur dekat
Serial killer in bentuk ah?
Rainbow bentuk.
Yes.
Rainbow bentuk.
Ya.
Ya. Ingat kes.
Masa tu anaknya umur berapa tahun dah? 17.
And actually we had a brief discussion like they were actually shocked with Annie's case because the guy did a lot of killing. But our position is heinous crime is not because you kill many people. You just kill one person is already heinous. The threshold should be there, set at a high standard. You cannot even take one Malaysian life away.
Last case 2011 ah. Last case 2011. Gila, Rainbow bentuk lah. Oh, tapi dia sudah kena begitu.
Dia tak mati lagi.
Tak mati lagi.
Dalam penjara
Empat kes sama murder case. 5 orang mati. Dua kes sudah
Dua kes.
Penting lagi.
sentence to death kan.
Aha, lagi 3 kes ah. Lagi 2 kes. Oh, so belum lagi kena gantung lah.
So if they abolish the death penalty, therefore this
Mandatory.
guy.
They keep correcting us.
Yeah.
Actually, what happened was we summarized our heading. You saw the press. You saw Protect Malaysia. We said save death penalty. In effect, when we are actually trying to save death penalty, because when you abolish mandatory death penalty, you only have death penalty in paper, but in practice, you ask yourself, do they really use it?
But right now, this the killer of Annie Kok, the serial killer,
Yes.
has been sentenced to death, but has not been hanged yet.
He's still got a few cases pending.
Therefore, if the government abolishes the death penalty, this guy would
Yes.
You get away.
from the
If death penalty is abolished, they'll get away.
Terrible.
So I want to know what does she feel about
I will explain to her. I'll speak to the father. 你听得到吗？他就是说，如果他们把死刑废掉，你的感受是怎样？
因为我比较性情比较激烈一点的，也就是说，每一次这件事情一了起呢，这是一种痛。
什么？
这是一种痛啊，
痛
来讲。
Let me start before that. He said he feels that every time you bring up the subject, it's a serious pain to him as a family member.
如果这 case 他不能够死的话，还在 hang 到那边。 那么我们一直在痛，一提起就痛。如果他死掉了的话，现在会完全不能理。
He said that if the guy is not hanged, the case is always hanging. They will never be at rest or at peace.
So there's no closure, right?
No closure, no peace. That's what we also told the select committee. We feel at peace when the guy is hanged, because right now, if you don't hang, they can do a lot of things behind the jail. Just like her case, the witness was tampered. A lot of things going on.
Nanti nak tanya nanti. One, you can speak in Malay boleh kan? Tapi nanti jangan.
And the two boys' father, he's just a fisherman. He gave an Al Jazeera. Actually, if we were sending the Al Jazeera interview, Al Jazeera was they did a video that was interview both criminal and victim's family, but we feel it's biased. And they interview his father. You can see his father. They also interview her mother at that time, and they also interview Sociality. We put it in the link later. The boy's father said we will personally kill the killer if he's released.
I want heart to heart.
Sure.
Your daughter. So dah berapa lama, and then mungkin kalau abolish this hukuman gantung mandatory, pelaku akan terlepas. Sejak kejadian sampai sekarang, macam mana aunty rasa?
Memang rasa sedih. Kadang-kadang dia masa dia birthday hari tu, saya memang teringat dia.
Dia birthday dia?
Birthday dia?
6 hari bulan 6.
6 bulan 6.
Masa tu aunty teringat macam mana boleh? Can you share? Boleh ceritakan? Fikirkan?
Dan memang selalu setiap tahun saya tolong dia buatlah birthday dia. Bila
kalau pembunuh ini tidak terlepas daripada hukuman gantung, anti rasa adil atau tidak?
Nanti ada sentiasa sedih walaupun dah berapa tahun, something dalam yang masih lagi you rasa sakit je. Boleh luahkan, you nak apa tindakan patut diambil kepada pembunuh anak you?
dia mesti kena gantung. Dan dia mati juga.
Kalau kerajaan lepaskan dia nanti, apa nanti rasa?
Saya akan cari orang sempat pasti.
Mungkin nanti boleh cakap kepada kerajaan kalau dia abolish hukuman gantung mandatory. Macam mana sakitnya keluarga tu bila
Saya ada, kalau Facebook saya ada marah dia.
apa
Kita ada cari orang sign kan banyak tu, kita hantar sana kena block.
Sudah kena block. Bila you hantar dekat parlimen
Tahun lepas.
Tahun lepas. How many signatures you get? Berapa?
Ada banyak kotak tu.
Banyak kotak.
Kalau kotak-kotak tu kan dia buka tengok kan, signature dia plug tak bagi kita masuk, tak bagi kita bawa.
So dia dah block, sekarang meeting, nanti tengok macam mana, memang boleh pergi ke, tak boleh pergi ke meeting tadi.
Kita tadi kita kan kita memang tak setuju report macam ni. Sebab dia memang tak tahu lah berapa sakit kita tu kan.
Kalau diteruskan
kita mesti cari orang lagi bising dekat sana.
apa yang nanti mungkin teringat pada anak Adi?
Ingatlah masa dia kecil lagi, saya satu orang yang membesarkan dia. Susah juga saya. Pasal tu saya orang, saya kerja, pagi kerja, malam pun kerja. Sabtu Ahad cuti, saya pun tolong lapor part time.
Tapi dah banyak
Yalah.
pengorbanan sekali benda tu jadi dan tak ada pembelaan yang setimpal.
Sebab masa tu dia umur baru 17.
Dia anak sulung kan?
Tak, ada seorang adik.
Dia nombor 2.
What's the last thing dia cakap dengan Aunty?
Masa tu saya tak ada dekat rumah. Saya pergi meeting ke KL tu. Saya punya suami yang call saya. Saya punya anak tak tahu lah macam mana, banyak darah atas lantai tu. Dia kena tutup dengan selimut.
Sejak hari tu sampai sekarang nanti tidur Lena ke masih fikir dia ke setiap
Memang
hari?
fikir.
Setiap kali tidur tak?
Kadang-kadang saya nangis dekat bilik air.
Aunty akan tenang kalau misal kata ini pembunuh kena gantung.
Ya.
You akan rasa tenang. So keadilan tu ada.
Ya.
Aunty boleh cakap ke tu dekat kalau kerajaan nak tengok lepas ni, mungkin dekat TV mungkin Aunty boleh cakap saya akan tenang ke bila ini pembunuh?
Yalah, saya mesti tenang. Kalau pembunuh kena gantung mati. Kalau tak mati, saya mesti pergi cari dia. Mati juga.
Okay.
I think only itu the press, please support them. No? You support. Yeah, thank you.
Two things, if we can, with the important points we highlighted in bold, we say that even mandatory death penalty, the judges don't hand, because when given discretion to court, the judge will choose a lesser sentence. You see, you do a statistic, we ask them to do a check. And then another thing is, hold this, take this. Please take this. Take these two pictures. Can you all hold the picture? And also the victim's family has come out with a petition from last year since they announced 2018 November. We launched with Kevin Morales Associati and Madam Wong, all the victim's family. We have got about 97,000 signatures. You can go online and check, and we hope that you can share on the press. We appeal to the public to sign. Give them a full picture on the danger of removing mandatory death penalty. Give them the danger of just giving the discretionary death penalty. So we give you the link in the WhatsApp group. So give us your telephone number, we give you the link. You can check the status. You can check a petition. And also if you want to take the names of the people who are here today, you can sign it. We'll get more signatures of more victims once we circulate it. Thank you everyone for your time.
No. We have a group picture so that they can.
Okay.
Okay, we have
Ya, bagus. So dapur susah. Ada hantu. Kita group picture. Kalau tak ada tak cukup kuat. Berhati-hatilah.
Cuma next PC, maybe the lawyer will be
correct.
And then you say something, then the family will start.
Tengoklah. Tengok, begitu. Pandang.
Take all the pictures, all the lawyers that have left. Actually, we wish, just now you've taken the picture of the lawyers, right?
Jangan jatuh.
Last week, I'll come closer.
Come. Support. Come on, young man. Oh, come in. Show the support. The lawyer.
Those who had taken the pictures of the lawyers just now, who's got them? Those who were here earlier. Can you send us a copy? Because we were so busy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. And have a good week. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Terima kasih ya.